client's home here. This is their cable TV incoming service, Xfinity. Very typical to have a plastic box like this on the outside. So we can see here that this wire is actually coming from Comcast, because if you look around you can see that wire goes all the way up there and overhead right by their electrical service. So this is the source wire from the cable company. So that there's your service wire, and this is a little grounding block and filter. And you can see they have a ground wire going down to one of the two ground rods. So luckily the ground rods are actually connected correctly for a change, so that's good. But this ground rod is connected to another ground rod properly. So, however, so this wire is grounding that. However, it is already grounded on the other side as well. And the problem we have here, here's a current clamp-on clamp meter. So when we clamp around the service wire, you can see we're getting 50 milliamps. And some people would say or think 50 milliamps is not very much. However, look in the comments or look in the description of the video and I'll explain why 50 milliamps is actually a considerable amount of current. So what we're going to do is install an ElectraHealth cable TV ground loop isolator, because this creates a ground loop. The incoming cable TV wire from Xfinity, from Comcast, is acting as a secondary neutral and an alternate route for primary and secondary neutral current to take. And we do not want current on cable TV lines. It should not be there. When it is, we need to stop that current, because when current gets on cable TV lines, that current is unopposed and unbalanced, and therefore produces and throws a magnetic field into the living environments that we do not want. So we're going to install this isolator, and you see how it has a system and a subscriber side. So the system hooks directly to this wire. This is the wire coming from Comcast, from the cable company. So you need to identify, sometimes they come out of the ground, sometimes they come from overhead, as this one does. So you identify this wire, and this, where it says system, this screw here needs to directly connect to this. Once you've done that, the problem will be solved, and it doesn't matter if we it's preferable to disconnect this, but we can actually leave this connected so that it grounds, so that it ensures that the home system is grounded, but we don't want this, and this cannot be connected to this down here. The isolator needs to be connected, where it says system, must be connected directly to the very first break in the cable TV line that comes from the cable company, either underground or overhead. So I'm going to install that, and in a moment we will show you what that looks like. Alright, so now we're done installing the ElectraHealth cable TV ground loop or neutral loop isolator. Before they didn't have this anchored down, so I went ahead and anchored that down. The kit that comes with the isolator here also comes with this connector. That's a male-to-male connector that allows you to connect to the cable TV company's already existing grounding block or filter and grounding block like this. So once again, this is the wire that comes from the cable TV company, directly from them. It doesn't have another end on it, doesn't split anywhere. This is the very first time that this wire from the cable TV company has a connector, and we want that to be right into the system side of our ground loop isolator. And then you can use this if you need to. Sometimes this wire up here will be directly connected, but sometimes the grounding block will be here, and then you can use this to connect it. So now, when we measure for current, we'll get the clamp meter back out, and we'll measure again, and you can see we have a goose egg, complete zero. That's what we want. We don't want AC electrical current from the grid and from our homes on cable TV lines. It doesn't belong there. It belongs on the electrical service lines coming to the house and nowhere else. We don't want on water pipes or cable TV lines, metal sewer lines, metal gas lines. So there you have it. This will reduce magnetic fields in and around the house to various extents depending on the layout of where the wire is, but this will reduce magnetic fields and stop those from being in your living environment where they should not be, and a very easy and simple fix. Thank you for watching.